This podcast is brought to you by Body Armor. Drink BodyArmorUp.com. Get your edge.
Introducing Body Armor Edge, sports hydration with the boost of caffeine.
Here comes John Morant, dribbles up into some full court pressure. He's quick, Josh is flowing by the defense, going coast to coast. One man to beat, and it's the big man. John leaps up. Oh, and hammer!
With 100 milligrams of caffeine and 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes, there's no better way for John Morant to get his edge. It's more than a sports drink. It's Body Armor Edge.
You're listening to EPPN's Today with DW.
I'm Batman.
Welcome, everybody, to the Friday night edition of Today with DW. Louis Perry is back! I feel like it's been
What's
ages.
going on? Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. I love you 3000, brother. I haven't seen you in so long. I love you 3000. I had to wear this just for you and because
thank you.
I love you 3000. What's going on?
What's going on, brother? It's been a long time. We've been busy.
I know.
Stuff going on. What's going on, Rob? Nice to see you. What's going on, SF? Timmy, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you earlier.
Timmy. No, I've been
where's
busy.
that? Where's that from? Hold on, wait. Where's that from? Timmy. Where's
South
that
Park.
from? That's
South
what
Park,
it is.
man.
I don't watch South
No,
Park, but yes,
ever since February, I've been busy. I've been like in and out of the. Not many people know this. Jamie knows it. Not many people. I've been in and out of the doctors, still with my stomach.
Right.
Still going to
I
flea
knew
markets and finding stuff. What's that?
Well, I knew about you being sick. I understand. We talked about that.
Yeah. So going through that, a lot of other people don't know. I got a personal appearance tomorrow. Finally, alternate universe, New Haven LLC, Angry Geeks live. We're live streaming special live sale. We're going to be live. Me and Eric Yako himself. So I'm super excited about that.
I miss Eric.
Yeah, I know. I haven't
COVID's
seen
got to
Eric
let
since
go
over
so
the
you
summer.
can come up here. We keep trying to plan for you two to come up to the studio and hang out for the weekend, and it never freaking happens.
I know. I haven't. Last time I seen Eric came to the lair really quick.
Right.
I brought him to a couple places. That was it. I haven't even. Jamie and I we just talked about it Sunday night. We haven't seen each other since. Jamie and I, the Angry Geeks, haven't been in the same spot since 2019 because of COVID.
Oh yeah, That's probably the last time we saw each other.
What's up, brother? Yes. The last time my leg was all bandaged up and everything. What's up, brother? J-Bo, what's up? Brian Rose, what's going on, brother? That was the last time. So yeah, I mean, I got a lot of new stuff here in the lair, a lot of new toys, and bringing stuff out of storage. I know you have. I show you birthday gifts I got. Next thing I know, hey, the network got a new sponsor. Look what I got. Yeah, so what? I got it too. I've been goofing around, because I can't do anything, especially with the gut. I've been doing all these. Eric Yako, what's up? Yes, we are getting ready to go. I know we were just talking about you, Eric. The boss is here talking about me coming to the store tomorrow for the special live sale. Cannot wait. We're just, and we see that. No, you're not going to be heckling tomorrow. This is a special live sale. This is what's going on. This is business. Business. Yes, Eric,
you and I have to talk because I think Alternate Universe needs to be a sponsor for our new segment that we're going to do. We haven't talked comic books in weeks, and today we're actually going to be talking about comic books. So Alternate Universe needs to become a sponsor.
Wait till you see what I found at the flea market. Right. And this is an unsung gem right here. And this is hot. Oh, yeah. This is a good one I found. Nice. And I just I picked that right out.
Well, that's gonna be
anyway.
awesome.
What's going on,
Eric? Hopefully, if you're still listening, we'll definitely have to get together soon. Hopefully, you guys can get up here. Lewis and I haven't seen each other in about a month or so, as he was saying. A lot to talk about. Some news is come and gone. Still,
hey, Eric. Eric got a comment.
Yes, I saw it.
Okay.
I saw it. Yes, the trip. Yes, definitely sweet. I can't wait. You got to get into the lair. By then, Hasbro might be able to give me some new toys. Where do we get those wonderful toys? Today's episode is definitely brought to you by Body Armor, but is also brought to you by our brand new freaking sponsor, Hasbro. So I don't have the gauntlets near me. I have the
I got it. Want me to get mine?
No,
want me to get mine? All right.
No, that's fine. I got the Iron Man gauntlet and I got the Thanos gauntlet from Hasbro. They're going to be sending me. I think I'm getting another package next week. So they keep telling me to look out for my mailbox. So
because I got my shield too. I can get my shield. The shield's hung up.
I don't know what they're going to send me.
My hammer. All right.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, Hasbro is a big deal for us. Don't ask me how I got it because it was definitely by accident, I'm sure. But we'll see how long that goes. We'll take it for what it is.
It's probably because they saw all the crap in the lair and said, I need more.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, that's why they shipped it to the studio and not your house. Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
They said, he spends enough money. Just give him stuff. So, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, a lot of news has come and gone. We talked a little bit before. We got some CW news. Obviously, we got, Wanda Vision. We're going to do a full spoiler review, some Easter eggs, some whatnot. What happened to the White Vision? Why was he not in the end clips? We got Powerpuff Girls going to the CW news. We got a lot of stuff going on, but Lewis and I haven't talked, so we're going to do a little bit of a catch up before we get into the show. So John Diggle's coming back as the Green Lantern in the so-called, not so-called Arrowverse. Now, the Arrowverse has technically been pulled apart. There is no Arrowverse, really. I mean, Flash is, I guess, the last remaining bit of the Arrowverse. 2 episodes have already premiered. New Superman and Lois. 3 episodes have premiered.
I'm digging it. Just so you know.
And we'll get into that. I'm excited about John Diggle coming back in the Arrowverse / CW DC universe as the Green Lantern. Now we know at the end of Infinite Crisis, DC doesn't like Hasbro doesn't like DC toys. Yeah, this is true. This is true, J-Bo. See, there you go. But anyway,
but we won't tell them about McFarlane yet until the stuff starts rolling in. So
right, exactly. So having John Diggle seeing the green light at the end of Infinite Crisis. Major crossover event for CW, probably one of the biggest in TV history, only for the fact of bringing multiple shows together. And at one point, it also brought 2 networks together, brought CBS and the CW together, which probably tied into the fact that Superwoman went to CW, which was where it should be in the first place. Supergirl, excuse me, should go in that CW / DC universe. Bringing Green Lantern into the universe, he's going to do a 4-show crossover, I believe. My problem is now, are we going to get into the problem that they had before they did the real Infinite Crisis in the comics way back in the day, where they took all the multiverses and put them into one because they were all getting convoluted. They had a hard time trying to keep up all the Earths. Obviously, with New 52, kind of expanded that back out again, and Infinite Crisis became canon. Do we think now we know that DC is killing Marvel on the small screen? We've known that their production levels have been amazing. Their storylines have been amazing. Yes, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was okay. We're not talking Netflix. Don't get me wrong about Netflix and Disney Plus. Now that's a little bit different. That's more of a big small screen movie type deal, obviously with WandaVision. But as far as network, like ABC or whatnot,
network,
and obviously direct to DVD animated movies, DC's been really killing it. Do we think now, because you got John Diggle, now if they're smart, because we know that HBO Max is bringing out a Green Lantern series, and it's going to be the Green Lantern Corps. It's not going to, and there's no Hal Jordan. Do you think that they would be smart and possibly tie John Diggle's Green Lantern into the HBO Max? And if they don't, is that going to be confusing for watchers?
Well, no, I don't think it'll be. And we do know this so far about John Diggle because of the Arrowverse. John Diggle was adopted. He was adopted. He has a stepfather who got him into being a Marine. How do we know? We don't know what Diggle's real last name is. We do know his first name is John.
Yeah.
We do know Diggle.
It's not going to be. Do you think it's really going to be John Stewart? That's too easy.
Maybe. Oh, but it'll be a nice way. It'll be a nice way to tie it up into that little bow, you know, and it will make the fanboys like us just like and be like, yeah, oh man, you know, I would. I would. Yeah, I need a towel. I need a towel because that's exactly what would happen. It is. We already did that.
Or do you need some tissues and some lotion? Is that what you mean?
Pretty much. Because think about it. When they showed Hal Jordan, or when they showed the fighter pilot in Arrow, you don't see his face. You see the guy turn around, and the jacket said Jordan.
Yeah.
Everybody went nuts. We all went nuts. Think about it. Oh my God.
Right. So that makes sense if it is John Stewart because he's not in the HBO Max series. On top of the fact, more Green Lantern news. If you just watched it 2 days ago, Zack Snyder put out another clip. Yes, it is General Stewart. So
yes, see, there you go.
So it very well could be, which might make sense to tie it in because John Stewart is not in the HBO Max series. But Zack Snyder just put out another teaser clip for his Justice League extended cut, or the Zack Snyder cut, and it shows within 45 seconds into the clip, it shows a Green Lantern fighting the parademons. Now, we don't know if it's Hal, and the funny thing is, it seems to be, and I'm not going to pick on Green Lantern, on the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern. I've said my piece on numerous podcasts. I'm wondering if they're purposely trying to stay, again, you know how I feel about the movie, and it didn't do that well, and some people love it, and that's fine. It's better than nothing, as Lewis says. I'm wondering if they're purposely trying to stay away from Hal Jordan because of the Ryan Reynolds movie and what it did, and try to expand on Guy Gardner. We know that Kyle Rayner's possibly not going to be in this, and they're using a lot of secondary Green Lanterns. Some are going to be part of the new 52 Green Lanterns that weren't part of the original universe. So it's going to be interesting. I think you called it that it is going to be John Stewart to keep that multiverse going, since he's not going to be in HBO Max. Now, if they pull him in as HBO Max, then you're going to obviously get a different John Stewart, because we already have two different Flashes between the big universe and the small universe as it is anyway. I'd rather have Grant Gustin than Isa as the Green Lantern. One for one, Isaac can't even run right. If you watch the trailers, he runs like an idiot. I just don't like, his hands are flailing, his arms are all. Yes, we know it's not Hal, J-Bo. That's never been the case. It was never Hal, was never in question. So we're wondering who it's going to be. Now we know that Kilowog's going to be in this one. Let's hope they do a better Kilowog than they did in the movie. Now we also know at the same time, and I'll let Lewis speak in a minute, that Netflix and these streaming services, obviously Disney Plus and HBO Max, are spending some major money on production. We saw this even with the CW's Stargirl, even though it was on the DC app, but then moved to CW, that there was some major production there. The special effects were amazing. Probably some of the most better special effects we've seen in TV. They beat Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as far as the special effects were concerned. They used them at the right times. So I'm wondering what we're going to see. I'm not going to be, like I said, we talked about being movies. The days of movie theaters are long gone at this point. I really do think so. Yes, there will be opening, and yes, Black Widow's coming out in theaters. It's not confirmed that it's going to be put out streaming at the same time. We also know HBO Max and Disney or HBO Max is putting out simultaneously some major movies at the same time as its app, which they have done already. I think the streaming service is where it's at, and look at where the major actors are going, Lewis, as well. I mean, we can get some huge actors in HBO Max. Chris Evans. Yeah. I mean, every Avenger is in a Disney TV show. I mean, that's not cheap stuff right there. But I think HBO Max is going to do it well. As far as John Diggle / John Stewart, I think that's going to be amazing. We know that Supergirl is going to be gone after this season. Will they replace it? Well, they will be replacing it with something. I don't know if it's part of the DC universe, but we'll see. So obviously you said with John Stewart, what do you think They're gonna. Do you think they're not gonna? Do you think they're gonna focus on Guy Gardner on this core?
All right. Well, first, in the original cut of the Justice League, it was said that the lantern that they showed in that film, we'll call it that film, was the lantern prior to Abin Sur. Okay, because you did see a lantern fall, then you seen the ring go off, and that was supposed to be the ring before Abin Sur. But now I want everyone to stop for a second. Now, we all know that my wife calls me the fountain of useless information. Jamie concurs with her on that. My other co-host, Jack Purcell, says I retain this stuff in my head. So we're going to rewind the clock, and I want everyone to do this. Just close your eyes and listen to my words and just be quiet. When Jack Snyder originally was releasing stuff way back when of the Justice League, of his cut, before everything went down and he had to leave, the original trailer for his version, not the Snyder cut, but the original trailer, there was a line in that trailer from San Diego Comic-Con that said, now they have part of this line in the new trailer that just was released, but there was a line in that trailer said, there are no protectors here, no Kryptonians, no lanterns.
Right. Yep.
They've established it way back then. So maybe we'll have that line in the Snyder cut, which I hope so. I really do. I really do.
Rumored too, because wow, Rob, I did not know you were aware of Simon Baz. I don't think Simon Baz would be
I don't
in there.
think so. Baz wasn't that popular. There was a lot of controversy with the character, Rob.
That's not true. That is not true. Simon Baz was very popular. I love Simon Baz.
I don't know.
Listen, if they give Batman guns again, and they can give a Green Lantern a gun, so whatever. Enjoy his character.
True. But
it was
I
don't know. It was rumored that Ryan Reynolds was going to make it in the Snyder cut. Now he has 2 more movies left on his Warner Brother contract, and it was stated that it would have been Hal Jordan in the very beginning, whether it's flashbacks or flash forwards or whatnot. But I really think they're really trying to not touch Hal Jordan anymore, and kind of, you know how I feel about it. And again, you take it with a grain of salt, Lewis, and our listeners. I feel the Green Lantern movie was kind of what Joel Schumacher did to the Batman franchise for 10 years. Let's let it just kind of simmer down, go away, and just be what it is. Yes, Brian, he can, but he did not shape guns. He carried his own guns. So,
yeah.
You said that the Snyder cut isn't canon. I wouldn't consider that what WB says is as canon as well. But again, it's a multiverse. Okay, so we know that there's different Batman.
Whoa, sorry about that.
We know that's all right. We know there's different Batman, and it doesn't necessarily have to be canon. It is the multiverse. And if they choose to, and which might be smart for them, if they choose to, what Marvel's been doing with their small screen to big screen, if they choose to down the road, all of a sudden Barry West decides to open up a portal. I mean, they've done it before with the worlds where Supergirl's world went into Barry's world. They could do that in the big screen to the small screen. It's very possible. I wouldn't say that it's not canon. And again, WB, sure, whatever. Again, it's 2 different worlds as far as I'm concerned. So we'll see how that goes. We'll give you more information as that pans out. I'm just excited for that.
Getting to what he just said, J-Bo just said, oh, WB said it's not you know what? It doesn't matter, because executives come and go, decisions get overturned and changed. It doesn't matter. 1 minute it won't be canon, the next minute it will. So you can just take that with a grain of salt, because it can change just like that. 1 minute it won't be. 1 minute,
Well, you know, Warner Brothers and DC have been changing executive heads left and right. There's always somebody moving and leaving and whatnot. So they can't keep anything straight. What's going on, SF? So
look
let's
at that.
get right
Eric gives a great shout out to Kilowog. Right down there with the poozers. I love it.
Yes, I saw that. Well, let's get into today's show. We're going to pull away from the comic book talk for a little bit because I've been excited to talk about this. And I'm not sure if Lewis is aware of this or if he's a fan, but I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I am not necessarily a huge horror fan, but I've been waiting for this book. And I've been saying this for 10 to 15 years that I want this book to be made into a movie or series. Now, we know Stephen King is not big on the big screen movie genre because they kind of rip apart his movies. After Lawnmower Man and a couple of other movies, he likes to retain more control than what movie theater or what movie studios give their writers. So we're going to see, at long last, the two Steves will finally join forces. Indirectly, the Hollywood Reporter has broken the news that Steven Spielberg and Stephen King will be finally adapting The Talisman, one of Stephen King, Peter Straub's best effing books ever to date. Amazing. It is going to Netflix, which is going to be huge. Now, we just talked about how big actors are coming to Netflix. Steven Spielberg is now going from the big screen to the small screen. It's no joke, people. Netflix is worth more than Disney. If you don't believe me, Google it. They are worth more than Disney right now. They are making huge moves. And this has been something I've been waiting for at least 10, 15 years since I read The Talisman. One of the best horror fantasy books that Stephen King has put out. Fittingly, even better, the Duffer brothers, creators of the very King and Spielberg influenced Stranger Things, have been tapped to executive produce the series. It's no joke, people. This is going to be a serious deal, which Netflix will produce with Paramount Television Studios and Spielberg Emblem Television. Curtis Grant, who was a writer and executive producer on Stranger Things, will serve as the showrunner. King is also on board as an executive producer. This is huge, people. I mean, you might not think so, but I have goosebumps. I've loved this book from day one. I've reread the 750 plus pages at least 5 times. They never made it into a comic book adaptation. I mean, they have done The Stand. I believe Marvel did The Stand for with Stephen King in a Marvel adaptation. But to give you an idea, this book was published in 1984. The Talisman tells the story of a boy who travels in and out of an alternate dimension in an effort to save his mother. He must face twinners, which are parallel individuals on flip sides of the universe, split. Now, you could kind of be like, well, that's kind of like Stranger Things with the Upside Down. Not so much.
And The Flash.
And The Flash. But this came out, the flip side's different. And I'll get more into the description. Living in a world populated by werewolves and gunslingers. Of course, you got to have a gunslinger. No, the gunslinger from the other Stephen King books is not in here. It's Gunslinger is not the gunslinger.
Okay.
This project has been a long time coming, so long, in fact, that the journey began before the book was even published. Spielberg acquired the screen rights in the novel in 1982, 2 years before it was published. The iconic filmmaker then spent 35 years trying to develop it into a film. That's crazy. I wonder what the hell is going on with that. A little over a decade ago, he switched gears and turned to the small screen, trying to turn The Talisman into a TNT miniseries. Good place for it. But at last, the project never came to fruition. Still, Spielberg persisted, and now that live adaptations of King books are almost as popular as Marvel films, the project is finally moving forward. Now, to give you an idea, the flip side is a mirror version. So it's not like the Upside Down. It's not necessarily like the Flash's mirror version as well. Think of it as a mirror version and then Narnia, where everything is kind of a little bit backwards. It's kind of like you can walk through a portal. You can also, if you train yourself, you can shift in and out wherever you are. So if you're a Stephen King fan, you know that most of his books are based in Maine. So it goes on the off season of fall in an abandoned amusement park. And the boy is just kind of lonely. He's a loner, and his mom or his aunt, I think he lives with his aunt, and and his mom's sick, or she's okay, but she's sick in the other world. He can change and concentrate and shift, literally walk as he's walking through our world. It just kind of dissipates and he brings himself into the other world. Now, it's not an amusement park over there. It's a carny. It's the old traditional classic carnival over there, not an amusement park. And as far as the werewolves and other creatures, what is cool is he finally figures out how he can bring somebody from the other world. Now, these aren't spoilers. These are just tidbits. He brings one of the werewolves to the other side. and it's like Mice and Men, you know, was it George, the big guy who just yeah, he's like, so he becomes like George. He's just a big lumbering ox, doesn't talk much. He talks like this, and he's like, but he is his protector because the boy is going to soon become possibly the king of this other universe. I think it's amazing. I haven't been this excited about a movie. I think I'm more excited about this one than I was when the Avengers came out, and that's saying a lot. I mean, this movie has been something that I've been wanting for a long time. I don't know if you are aware of the book, Lewis, at all. If you're familiar with the
no, I'm digging it though. I'm digging just what you said. I'm digging. I'd watch it. You know, I don't necessarily will go out and try and find a book or something, but I definitely watch it. I'm digging it. Just hearing the premise of it, that's something I definitely watch.
You know, and I think what we've talked about in the past is movies are great. 2 hours are great. And as Stephen King has said, and I think what Spielberg is starting to realize, a 2-hour movie cannot do justice to a lot of movies or series. You don't get connected with what's going on, Sean. You don't get connected with the character. But like, we'll use the most recent, or I'll use Breaking Bad as an example. You connect with those characters because you're living with them day in and day out for 5 years weekly, and you make a connection with these characters. You can't do that in a 2-hour movie. Yes, Marvel movies, we connect because of the comic books. We know them, but the general public doesn't know that. Connecting and doing a mini series, a 6 to 10 episode, hour-long series, you feel like you are part of that realm or a part with those characters. And I forgot what they called. There's an actual term now. And it was based off because of Breaking Bad when that went out where you could binge it, that people get severely depressed and have anxiety when their favorite show, when they binge, it's not binge depression, but it's something like that, where you just spend constant hours with your characters. And then when the show is over, you're like, you literally feel like that sucks.
Seriously, I still to this day, because I binged watched Burn Noticed, watched every episode, and it ended because of how I felt after that. I still have not watched the final episode of Sons of Anarchy because I refused to watch it. Okay. Right, so I know exactly what they're talking about. And the same thing with Game of Thrones. I have not watched the final episode. I won't watch it because I know what's going to happen. It will not end for me. Yeah. So I'm digging it. Totally digging it, man. Because of what I went through, what Burn Noticed, screw that. I am not watching the end of those 2 shows because I won't do it. I told that to the guys from the Mayans. I'm not watching the end because I can't do it. And they sat there.
No end. They're coming back. What are you talking about?
No, not the Mayans. No, when I interviewed the Nestor and
I know who you're talking about.
I want to say Scott, but it's not Scott. When I talked to them, I was like, dude, I cannot watch the end of Sons. Oh, you got to. I'm like, nope. Clayton.
The same way.
Clayton.
What happens when
Nestor and Clayton? I was like, no way.
Are you going to watch the end of Supergirl?
That's going to be heartbreaking too. But yes, because I know Kara. I know Kara will always be the. See, those shows are different. Okay, like Arrow, that's all different because those characters will live on. They'll live on because of Nikki Claire. They'll live on because of the comic books, and live on because of the movies and everything I have in here. It's totally different. It's totally different than Burn Notice and Sons. Totally different. And Sean just says he can't finish Justified. Same thing, brother. I get it, dude. I get it. Those stories won't live on.
I couldn't start Justified because that show was horrible. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Those stories won't live on. Whereas Oliver Queen will always live on. Supergirl will always.
I felt the same way. I felt the same way with Supernatural. 15 seasons. Literally, I'll be honest with you. I shed a tear. As corny as it is, I actually shed a tear. And now I'm rewatching every episode from season 1. I'm back up to season 10, and I've been only doing it for a month. That's a lot of episodes, everybody. I binge watch that
I'm
shit
just
like all
saying,
the time.
you can't do that. You know, I mean,
but I
you
think
get
too at the
so
same time. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm
No, I
just
was
saying,
gonna
you
say
get
that-
so invested, they become a
Yeah.
part of your life. They become a
Yes.
part of your family. It's the same thing with characters like comics. You know,
Right.
they get
Exactly.
you get so attached. You just can't do it.
So
And
no, I know that. I know exactly what you're saying. So we with COVID, I'm looking at this as a positive way. Now, obviously, Regal Cinemas doesn't look at it that way because they just shut down 150 of their locations in the United States, and they will no longer be having a movie theater. Alamo and AMC are looking at the same thing. But as far as production companies and movies, this is kind of something positive coming out of COVID going, all right, Netflix is taking something special. Disney Plus is seeing what's going on. Obviously, HBO Max, Warner Brothers sees what's going on, that you are invested in these characters. It's the series. DC should really take this. I don't know. I just feel that their big screen production has been lackluster and they can't seem to get their crap together. But think of it as what Marvel's kind of doing. Treat your series as a comic book. Comes out once a month. Granted, now it's once a week, but look at each episode as issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, issue 4, issue 5. Maybe give them a big annual, which would be the annual would be Infinite Crisis is the crossover event at the end of the season. It's an annual. Treat your big productions like this now. Stephen King's known this before Marvel even had any movie, saying you can't tell a good story in 2 hours. And who wants to sit in a movie theater for 3.5? I want 6 weeks. I want 8 weeks. I want 10 weeks. Raise your hand. To tell a story, to get invested with these characters. You can't do that. You can't do it with a 2-hour movie. And I think that's going to be what's going to be the game changer for how we're going to see this. And I see how it's going to be the fact of I guess we can already see it. The writing's already on the wall. Is that look at the money Netflix has spent. Now let's not even talk about Disney Plus. Now we know it's Disney and Marvel and they got the money. Look at Netflix. Chris Hemsworth, his movie. He's big money. Big money. Henry Cavill in The Witcher. You don't tell me that guy did that for cookies. That's not cheap. So they know where this is going. They are making the push, and they know that people would rather stay home. Okay, you got your 65, your 85-inch TV. Your popcorn doesn't cost you $15, and your soda doesn't cost you $12, and you're not going to miss 5 minutes because you got to go to the bathroom because you can pause it now. A whole home stereo system, even with a ghetto home theater, would only cost you $2,000, and you're at the comfort of your own home. I think Netflix understands this. I think Disney understands this, and this is what we're going to see. I think going to theaters is something in the past. It's going to be like Planet of the Apes, where we're going to see abandoned theaters everywhere and just nothing.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly. I mean, King Kong versus Godzilla in a couple weeks. I'm not going to the theater. I'm going to watch it. We got the 75-inch TV downstairs with the sound bar, watching it downstairs.
Yeah. And
the last
it's going to
movie
be
I went to was Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be out the same day in theaters.
I only went to Wonder Woman because my heart of hearts, I had to. Okay, I had to see that on the big screen. I had to experience. Jamie felt the same way. Okay, we both did, and she was a little closer. And if it wasn't on Christmas Day, we would have went together. We already talked about it, but we both had to see that on the big screen. We had to experience it. If the Justice League, if the Snyder Cut was going to be in the theater, I would have went to the theater because I would have to experience that on the big screen. I'm going to do the same thing with the Black Widow. A movie like that, I have to experience. Kong vs. Godzilla, I'm going to watch it on the 75-inch. I don't care, you know. But anything else, I'm going to, Man of Steel 2, I'm going to see it on the big screen. Suicide Squad, I'm going to go to the big screen. Other than that, I'm
don't waste your money on Suicide. Don't waste your money on Suicide Squad on the big screen. Come on.
Who says anything about wasting money? I still got the go-go juice, man. You know that. I'm not worried about that.
Rob brings up a good example. It says, in Korea and Japan, TV stars are bigger than film stars because of the viewership. Many shows also have many more episodes than in the US. Very true. You bring up a great point. And that's just the way it is. What about Batman? I'm not going to the big screen for Batman. I'm sorry. I just not. I know it sucks.
let's look at it this way. Well, no. Let's talk about the Batman for a second. Hold on. There is more hype about the Snyder Cut and Black Widow than there is the Batman. A lot of people.
I would even say that there's more. Well, I would even say there's more hype even for the Flash movie, considering there's 2 Batman in that movie.
Exactly. I mean, so as much as I love the Bat, the trailer got me excited. Yes, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
What's turning me off? You know what's turning me off is that Robert Pattinson, excuse my language, a little whiny bitch. And I'm not going to work out. And I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Do you understand your little Twilight vampire movie? Yes, it was very popular, but you haven't done squat since then. Do you understand that you were given the opportunity to be one of the most iconic characters, not even just in the movie universe, iconic characters in pop culture
in the world?
I mean, it's up there with Spider-Man, Captain America, Superman, and you're going to be a whiny bitch and be like, I don't want to work out. My suit doesn't fit good, and it's cold out. Shut the hell up. I would have kicked him off the set and said, we're recasting. I'm just, it is what it is. But anyway, we're getting Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck back, so I don't give a shit what about Robert Pattinson, as far as I'm concerned. All right, on that bombshell, we're moving into, as we're talking streaming service, Marvel Studios reveals a new Disney series called Assembled, and it starts today. Marvel Studios has announced Assembled, another new series revolving around the Marvel Cinematic Universe that will debut today. In the style of Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian Assembled will take Marvel fans behind the scenes of the first ever Marvel Studios live-action streaming television series, WandaVision. Marvel Studios promised the show will offer fans an in-depth look on how WandaVision and other Marvel Studio products are destined for Disney Plus and are made. Assembled is scheduled, obviously, is the first episode today, not long before the debut of Marvel's second streaming series, The Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I cannot wait for. New episodes of the Assembled will be released after MCU movies hit theaters or MCU shows finish their season on Disney. So expect a new episode of this Assembled after every series or their movies. So the next series will be Falcon and Winter Soldier. So right after that, a week after that, an Assembled about that, behind the scenes, talking with it. I think this is amazing. And again, I think Disney knows the way movie theaters are going. We're going to keep you home. We're going to keep you home. And that's what we're wanting to do, is keep you home. Granted, we know, I think they're going to back down and probably put Black Widow out at the same time, if not a day or two later than theaters, because there's just not many theaters left. I think they're waiting to see how COVID's reacting before they do it. They've already pushed it back, 3 times at this point?
Yep.
So, Shang-Chi as well. I think they're waiting. I think they're waiting to see how the simulcast, and let's see what happens when Godzilla is released in theaters and the small screen at the same time. I think they're going to wait and see how this works out and if there's money in it. Now, we know that $13 per person minus how many people is not going to make the money that it used to because of movie theaters. And what's $12.99 an entire, or $8.99 or $9.99 an entire month? So, that's one person. But can they get more subscribers? Is it the advertising money? And now, is it going to come down to the point of not so much the marketing and ticket sales? And they've been great with this. And welcome to our new sponsors. Hasbro have also been great with this and interlocking. So is Lego, of the fact of merchandising. Can we see
interlocking Lego?
You like that?
Funny.
And I didn't even do that on purpose. Are we gonna see maybe pricing of merchandise go up, or different types of merchandising going into play?
Maybe.
What do you think, Louis?
Maybe. I think definitely. Well, it depends on where you go. Action figures are going up depending on where you go. Yeah. You can see it. I mean, some places they're still 15. Some places they're still 15. Some places they're 18. Some places they're 19. Some places have them up to $24 to $30. I'm like, holy, but Jesus, are you crazy? And I don't care if I'm in a place, I'm like, what? I can get this next door for $15. I ain't buying it here. And because that's just me. And then they say, Louis, get out of here. I'm like, okay, I'll bring your stamp back next week for Angry Geeks Approve. And I'll just leave and go next door. But yeah, it's true. So I think that the merchandise will go up. T-shirts, they're also going up. I mean, I seen T-shirts, you know, they'll range from $15 to $25. So
If not
merchandise
higher,
is definitely, or if not higher, merchandise is definitely going to go up. But let's talk about home theaters. We already talked about this. Your screens now, I mean, is there really such a thing as a big screen? You know, we're saying big screen, small screen. Big screens are in people's houses now.
Yeah.
You know, you have projectors.
And they're inexpensive as hell. I mean, I have a 65-inch. I have a 65-inch, and I got it on sale. It's RCA Smart TV for $250. Now, obviously, I had to do some shopping for it, but back in the day, you would have spent $700 for something like that. So what I'm saying is,
go ahead. Yeah, well, think about this. Now, the TVs are also coming now, pre-programmed with Disney Plus, with Netflix, and you can get a TV that is specifically made. Specifically, you can buy a on Roku TV with Disney Plus. You can buy a Sony TV with Netflix, or a Sony Netflix TV
or with Roku.
Yes. So they're smart. They have these TVs with, you have all the different apps already pre-installed, but the main app, it will be Disney Plus. The main app will be Netflix. They know what's going, and these TVs are 85, 95 inches. So it's like, here you go. And then they got the actual projectors that go on your wall that are HD. It pre-installed with all your apps. It's like they know the movie theaters. Yes,
Sean says FYE became the discount bin for merch. You know why? You know what happened, and that's why they're
going out of business
anymore. Yeah, because they're going out of business. They're a Transworld Communications store, who used to own Record Towns, which also went out of business. Brian says, I'd rather use a Roku and not use the smart TV functions. I found your typical smart TV comes with ads installed. Yeah, that's true. And that's fine. I mean, you know what? Listen, I don't mind the ads. I don't care. I mean, I watch the CW for free on the CW app, and it still has commercials. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. It is what it is. And I don't have to pay for it. So I'm fine with that. Since I haven't had cable in the last 7 or 8 years. So we're going to move on. Going back to the big screen. We're popping on all over the place. We're going back to the big screen, going back into the Marvel. The Mutants. Marvel Studios is officially bringing X-Men into the MCU. Marvel Studios is.
I haven't even seen the New Mutants yet.
I did, and I didn't mind it at all. I thought it was pretty good. Marvel Studios is currently developing X-Men-based feature film tentatively, The Mutants. Now, if anybody knows X-Men lore or Marvel comics, back in the day, Stan Lee wanted to call them the Mutants, not the X-Men. But because of the situation of being racist and being in the time of the 60s, that it felt that it was not appropriate. So he turned it over to the X-Men. Now, obviously, we're going right back to the Mutants. Now, do not confuse this with the New Mutants. Now, I think this is smart. Before I read some more of the article, I think this is smart on Marvel's part, because the fact of Fox having X-Men, you can argue whether they great with the franchise or they made it suck. It's up to you. I mean, I thought the characters were good in the first couple of movies. Yes, the stories weren't, the origins weren't the same. Wolverine obviously is very good, but Marvel was not allowed to use the word mutants in their movies in the Marvel universe. Obviously, with Wanda and Quicksilver, they weren't portrayed as mutants. They just had powers, but they were not allowed to use mutants. I think this is like hey, we just bought you, Fox. Guess what? Here's a kick in your face. We're going to call it the mutants because now we're allowed to call them mutants. So I really think that's a little bit of a jab, even though they own the company. But anyway, the Marvel.
Well, I think it's also to make fans happy.
I think so. I think so too. And it's a new fresh start where it's not just the X-Men, because there's more than mutants. Obviously, we have the New Mutants. We have the Hellfire Club. We have X-Force. We have Deadpool. and so on. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is well known to be at the start of the biggest expansion to date with Phase 4. This is kicking off with the highly anticipated season finale of WandaVision, which we've already seen. 2022 has confirmed dozens of new entries as well, and after that, the MCU's future becomes just the slightest bit more uncertain. Thankfully, fans are aware of 2 more major projects on the way in 2023, with James Gunn's Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3 and John Watts moving from Spider-Man No Way Home into Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four. So, again, this is huge. Put in the comments below. Are you more excited to see a new Fantastic Four or a new X-Men movie? I got to be honest with you. I'm more excited to finally see a good Fantastic Four movie because honestly, with all the characters we're back, there's no holds barred. There's Galactus. There's a Silver Surfer. There's Nova. There's the Skrulls, which we're already seeing in the beginnings of Secret Invasion already in WandaVision. Oops, spoiler alert. That universe has always been amazing for me. Again, they're the first family. They're the first Marvel family. They're the first family of Marvel, pretty much as superheroes.
Well, we already had the Surfer. We already have Nova. Nova was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. You know,
not,
I mean,
no, not that Nova. It's not that Nova. The
I know what Nova you mean. I know what Nova you mean. I did not mind the 2 Fantastic Four movies that were out there, and neither did Ron Ferenz. Ron Ferenz, legend in Marvel. Okay, we all know who Ron Ferenz is. When Jamie and I talked to him, he talked about the rise of the Silver Surfer. He thought the movie was fabulous, and they treated that people were saying that they treated Galactus wrong. Galactus is huge. They didn't have the technology to do him the way that he should have been done back then. Oh my God. No, I'm telling you,
CGI to do that, Lewis.
Okay, but
I think
what I'm
more
saying,
budget than anything.
There you go. All right, it was budget. The Cloud, you saw his silhouette. All right, fine, but still, it was more about the Surfer. I thought, I enjoyed the first 2 Fantastic films. Okay, I really did.
I didn't mind them. I didn't mind them.
Said Guardians of the Galaxy sucks.
Yeah, I know. Sean's not a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy. We won't even touch on that. The last one though was really bad. Dr. Doom is a really bad blogger. I mean, come on, really an emo.
I didn't watch that piece of crap. No, I didn't watch that. I'm talking not the original one, Roger Corman. I'm talking about the original 2 Fox Fantastic Four.
Yes, I know.
With Chris Evans stopped being Captain America and he was Johnny Storm before he became a part of the Losers to become Captain America. Because remember, Chris Evans was like a whole bunch of different heroes, kind of like Josh Brolin. So when Chris Evans was Johnny Storm before it became
Sean, you're a little behind on that, my friend, because Adam Warlock is probably already going to be released in your favorite movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, or Thor Ragnarok, or Thor Love and Thunder. So Adam Warlock will not be introduced in the FF. He'll already be in the movies before that because it's going to be a galactic base. So
because there was a cutscene at Guardians 2. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
I will call him Adam.
So you're gonna enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy for once. So all right, so we're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we're gonna be talking some Powerpuff Girls live action. Never thought I would see that. We're gonna have a Hasbro minute. Jesus. We're gonna have a our first Hasbro minute featuring on some of their toys coming out this week and all that and more. So don't go anywhere.
I got a Stanley Migo.
And Sean, get your panties out of a bunch. We'll be right back.
Ooh.
Introducing Body Armor Edge, sports hydration with the boost of caffeine.
Kyler Murray drops back, looks downfield. Here comes the blitz. Murray finds an opening. And 99 dives and he misses. He's got daylight. Murray sprinting, picking up speed.
With 100 milligrams of caffeine and 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes, there's no better way for Kyler Murray to get his edge. It's more than a sports drink. It's Body Armor Edge.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Friday night edition. It is the pop culture edition. Stay with DW. Louis Perry is in the house from Angry Geeks. Sean, I'm going to just say this. And before I say this, and let me finish and talk with Sean. If you're listening to the audio version of this, I am interacting with our Facebook Live fans. So please join us over on the Today with DW Show podcast page, live Tuesday through Friday, 6:30 to 7:30, 8 o'clock. Sean, you are a Green Lantern fan. You really have no right to say that GOG sucks and Thor Ragnarok sucks. You can't tell them that it's not. Wish it was Planet Hulk when they have no rights. They didn't have the rights to do a Planet Hulk because Universal owns the Hulk. Disney does not. So be careful what you say. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. Yes, Lewis in the back. You raise your hand. You have a question?
I like the Green Lantern movie. I have it on the MP4 for my phone, and I like Thor Ragnarok. So screw you both. How about that?
Timmy wants to know.
I got a Stanley Migo. Timmy,
I saw that.
Okay.
Are they going to do a new Hulk movie? That is still up in the air. Ruffalo has two more It has two more movie deals in his contract. I do believe that they finally have. I believe they do finally have the rights back to Hulk. Now you're like, well, Marvel owns a Hulk. No, on the big screen, it was Universal that owns the rights to Hulk. Marvel did not. So it was a combination that he couldn't have a standalone movie. I think I would want a Hulk movie. The only way to do it would probably be a Planet Hulk, just for the fact that, it's not a lot of dialogue unless they give us the smart Hulk, and they've been known not to, well, I should say Universal has been known not to really give him really good villains. And his villain, he's probably one of the heroes that has probably, I don't want to say the weakest rogues gallery in strength, but literally has the weakest rogue gallery in any of the other heroes. They're all gamma based and they don't talk except for the leader. But we'll see. I would love to see Planet Hulk. And if anything, if you're going to do it, then give me my Beta Ray Bill. Give me what we all want. What's that?
Hold on. I got to do something. Hold it. Sean, put your 3-year-old back on the phone. Hold on.
Why? Put him back on the phone.
No, there you go, buddy. This is for your 3-year-old.
Oh, that's nice. So
that's for him. Nice. Tell him I live here. I live here. This is
So we'll see about the Hulk movie. We'll see how that goes. I would like to see that, but I don't see that in the future. We do know that Ruffalo will make appearance in She-Hulk, so which is a Disney Plus series as well. So I think there's a lot out there. Professional Hulk versus Maestro. That would be too confusing for the general public by far, having the Hulk versus Maestro. And now we're talking timelines and time travel. That would be a little difficult. Stop playing with your green screen. All right. We're getting back into we're going back in from the big screen to the small screen.
I got one thing.
What Lewis?
Chris Evans. He's Thor and he's gonna be Hulk on Netflix. He's gonna be Hulk Hogan in the biopic this summer.
Yes,
the dude is jacked. Now his version of Thor in Thor Love and Thunder, his costume that he's gonna be wearing is Eric Matterson or Thunderstrike. If you look at the stills that they're showing,
I showed you.
Yes, I know, dude. Whoa! But I mean, he's like 3 times the size that he used to be because he's training to be Hogan. So just imagine the size of. Wow, I'm telling you. I am
Wolverine. We can keep wishing on that one, Brian, and that one would be awesome. But that's probably never going to happen.
Well, you got to tell Sean. Tell little dude I said hi.
If anything, Brian, it would be not a Hulk versus Wolverine movie, but it would be the Avengers versus the X-Men spin-off type cinematic version. And then you're going to have to see the iconic duo or the iconic face-off, just like when we saw Captain America pick up Thor's hammer. That's probably one of the most exciting cinematic scenes you ever seen. I mean, even in the theaters, everybody's just like, holy crap. Oh my God. Yeah. You knew it was coming. Exactly. You knew it was coming, but when you finally saw it, you're like, no shit. It's like, wow. All right.
Goosebumps.
Back in. CW is pulling out no stops. Like I said, they are really showing Marvel how to do it on the small screen. New cast announced for live action Powerpuff Girls reboot.
I'm excited. I am so excited for this. Do you think there's going to be? Do you think the innuendo is going to be there? Hence my "we're a mistake" comment. The power Mojo Jojo. How are they going to do that? I mean, oh my God, the Powerpuff Girls. When my daughter was little, of course, single dad, she would watch it. I would sit there and watch it with her. I'm giggling, I'm laughing. And she was like, "Hey, what's so funny?" I'm like, "Nothing. Just keep watching. It's cartoon. It's funny. It's funny." I'm laughing. And do you think it's going to be that way? So. Are they going to keep it true to the source?
I think so. Let me get into the article and I'll tell you who's starring in this in the reboot. The report on the opening line for the classic Cartoon Network series, the Powerpuff Girls and the small superheroes are returning to the screen on the CW network. The reboot will bring Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup back together, but they are no longer the cute little heroines of days past, and each have their own personal struggles and challenges to deal with. The Powerpuff Girls reboot was announced last year and will be produced by Greg Berlanti, the man who owns pretty much CW at this point, who's been at the helm of plenty of CW shows like The Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl, who will be portraying the adult-sized girls. Thanks to Deadline, we now have the information. First up, it's going to be Blossom, the former leader, will be played by Chloe Bennett. All I can say is... fans will remember seeing Bennett. Oh, my. On such shows as ABC's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that Blossom is described as now having gained more advanced degrees because of her drive for perfection. But now she is dealing with the trauma of being a young superhero and her anxiety and reluctantness. She is looking to be a hero once more, but on her terms. Next up is going to be Bubbles, who is played by Dove Cameron. Now, Cameron made her way on the screen as the title character in Disney Channel's Liv and Maddie. I'm not very familiar with her, which gave her a daytime Emmy and has spent a lot of time working with the network. The description for Bubbles is that while she was a child, she was considered America's sweetheart, and her adorableness hid a toughness and wit unexpected. This description of Bubbles looks to continue some of the characters' issues seen in the classic cartoons, such as the short Bubble Vicious that it focused on Bubbles' toughness. Bubbles is the reboot. In the reboot is now looking to capture fame with saving the world. Now, there was no other description of the last one, which would be it's Bubbles. What was and Buttercup. We're still waiting on that. But again, I think this is going to be again, CW is doing it right. Greg Berlanti. Now, will the Powerpuffs girl be part of the DCU? Wouldn't that be funny as shit?
Oh my God.
I think, you know what? They're reading. They already got the tween market. And whether we are 49, 40s and 50-year-old men watching tween shows like The Flash or whatever, they know how to capture the tween market and the older comic book fan market. You do 2 serious episodes. You got to give us that stupid went to the prom tween episode to make them happy. Now let's go focus on, Powerpuff Girls really tween, but you're putting in some adult actresses in there that are obviously very familiar with in the realm of Disney and the comic book realm. They're doing it again. They're going to hit the demographic. I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be Dove Cameron. Yeah, I'm not aware of her, Rob. I do not know that. Did not know that. So we're going to go right into, before we do our review, because we're running short on time. I know Lewis has got things to do, so we might have to cut flea markets out because we do want to talk a little WandaVision. We're going to go into Hasbro moment. Now, as I stated 2 weeks ago, Hasbro is one of our sponsors here for the Pop Culture Edition in the Today with DW. And I wanted to do a Hasbro moment, which pretty much would focus on some of their toys and what they're launching now, and staying in with the Powerpuff Girls, even though that may not be a Hasbro property. I do not know that. It
was back in the day.
I would assume as much. PJ Masks. Now, I'm familiar with this just from the past. They are coming out with some amazing toys, and they were really pushing this hard on Twitter. So we figured we'd focus this as the Hasbro toy of the month, or Hasbro spotlight. Now you're thinking, well, DW, why aren't you using the Infinity Gauntlet and the Marvel toys as that way? Don't worry, we'll get into that. But hey, I got to do what they say. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for to be a hero. Hasbro's new PJ Masks playsets and vehicles power up play with Hero ID technology. Hero ID responds to the hero and villain figures from the Hasbro line with character-specific lights and sounds. They will be available 8/1 at most major retailers. Now, with these screenshots, obviously, this is very similar to what do I want to say, Lewis? It was back in the day when you had toys or whatever, and you would put the action figure in the
carrying
spot.
case.
Yeah. Well, it would also light up, so it notifies. Each character has its own little signature, and each toy would have its own different sounds. No matter, so you could put 2 different characters in the car, like they have the little PJ Masks. If you see here, the deluxe battle headquarters kind of looks like a Batman version there. Now you could put the character in the car that's in there now, or put somebody else in there, and you're going to get a different sound effect. You're going to get some different noises with it, some different lights up. And again, Romeo's Bot Builder. I was familiar with this a few years ago just because of the girl I was seeing had a little one and she liked PJ Masks. Not that I have a problem watching cartoons. I'm just saying. So that is the Hasbro moment. We're going to do more of that. Don't worry. We're going to be doing some Marvel stuff. I'll be doing some unboxings as well. Hopefully I have something coming later next week from Hasbro. And again, thank you so much. Visit Hasbro.com. Now, you can't buy anything off Hasbro, but you can go to their site to see their entire line, see what's coming up, and usually they'll give you a link to the vendors. 9 times out of 10, it'll probably be Amazon, but you'll be able to see their full line and future things that are out there. Again, the site is amazing. Just going through the site is, any toy collectors just love that site. I get lost in that site. You are solid in Lucas's wheelhouse. He's sitting here saying he wants that kind of toy. See, there you go. See, I'm telling you, I know what I'm doing. All right. We're going into WandaVision. If you have not watched the final episode, turn us off because I'm not going no holds bar at this point. All right, Lewis. We haven't even really talked at all about WandaVision together. We did
5 out of 5 Angry Geek Shields. 5 out of 5. I loved it. I dug it. 5 out of 5.
I can't give it a 5 out of 5. I gave it an 8.1 out of 10 DWs.
Really?
For the fact of the first 2 episodes just did not hold me, did not hold a lot of fans. I felt that it necessarily wasn't needed, even after watching the finale and rewatching some of the episodes. It just was a slow start. But again, that's something to be expected. Marvel, and it's funny about me bringing up Stephen King. Marvel's a series and what they've done, even in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they have a very slow build up, similar to Stephen King, where it takes you 3 chapters of his book, which are, by the way, each chapter is very long, and describes every blade of grass and the color of houses. It takes 3 chapters to get into the meat of the book, and then you're sunk, then you're hooked, you're good. I stuck through it. I was gonna go off on the first 2 episodes. I'm like, nope, this is Marvel. Let me simmer a little bit on it and let's go with it. Each episode escalated. Again, I think they treated it like a comic book. Episode 1, episode 2, issue 1, issue 2. Go ahead, Lewis.
Okay. This is where I'll come in. I loved it from the very beginning. I got both the series. Okay, I even went out hunting in my flea market finds to get doubles of those series. I reread the series, both series, both limited series. Reread them both, even when the twins were born. I reread them both going into the series. When all these people, I'm going to call them fair weather fans or whatever, when they were like, "Oh my God, Agatha was wearing the brooch from the very beginning, and we didn't notice it till the end." Dude, the second she was on the screen, I told my wife, that's the villain. This is what's going to happen. I knew it right away because they ripped it right out of the comic books. If you read, you would have known. I loved it.
Hold on.
No. I'm not saying it's my time. It's my time. Please let me talk. Please.
It's my show.
Please. I'm not saying anything about you. I'm not saying anything derogatory. I'm just saying all these other people out there. Okay. I'm just like other people that.
But you can't call
things you didn't know about WandaVision. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is
fair weather fans.
I'm just saying the people that come out and like things you didn't know about WandaVision, but we'll tell you. Shut the hell up, dude. We did know about it. If you know your stuff, we knew about it. Just be quiet.
Yeah, but not everybody.
I know. I get it.
Comic books.
I know, but those are the people like, I didn't like it all the way up until the end. And then the end, when she finally put on the costume, I really liked it. Shut up. It was great. Oh my God. Look at Timothy said it was a great show. It was a great show from the beginning to the end. I dug it. Oh my God. Photon, Captain Marvel. Because Photon was actually Captain Marvel, white costume in the Avengers. Oh my God, gets her powers.
Now,
it was fantastic.
Wait a minute. Now, back up a minute. Now, stop it for a minute. Simmer down. What's going on, Thomas? Simmer for a minute. Now, to give everybody an idea, you did bring up Photon. Now, people, they're not fair weather fans in the comic books. Monica was the first Captain Marvel before Carol Danvers. She was also the first female leader of the Avengers. She obviously went to the Photon and later in the series. Now, it is also stated that she did. And it's also stated that we know, if you watch the series, she's got some tension with Captain Marvel. So will she make it to the big screen? I don't know. I think maybe she might make it over into Miss Marvel, which is another Disney Plus series. And just to give you an idea, now Scarlet Witch or Wanda in the X-Men or in the comic books, excuse me, in the Avengers, is never portrayed to be as powerful as she is in the MCU. No. Even later years, even recently, she still can control reality. But she's based. There's a lot of I might confuse some of the people. Most of the people watching are comic book people, so they'll get this. Now we know we just said mutants. Okay, we said mutants. Now Wanda and Quicksilver are mutants. Their father's Magneto. This is where this is going to be hard for Marvel. Are they going to make her part of the X-Men, or are they going to I'm sorry, not the X-Men, but the mutant universe? Because now they're saying she's magic based using chaos magic. Now it's never been described that her mutant power was based off magic. So that's where I have a theory.
I have a theory.
Let me finish and I'll let you do the theory. So that's where not confusing for me, but that kind of threw me off. I'm like, all right, what are we going to do? Because you and I report on this. I'm like, so we're not part of Magneto. What are you, just meta-humans? What is it going to happen? We know that she's very strong, or she's going to have a very strong pull or role in Doctor Strange 2. And obviously, as stated, that this is a history of chaos magic. The lines were Scarlet Witches. Again, that has nothing to do with the comic books. That's something I think the MCU is doing on their own. And she's a long line. I think that it was stated that she could be more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme. She just doesn't know how to use her powers yet.
They actually said that in the series.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm like, oh. She goes, your power is second to the Sorcerer. They didn't say Doctor Strange. Okay.
It can be. Yes. She's not yet.
Yes. Now, this is what I'm thinking. In Age of Ultron, they were getting to the point that they were doing experiments. They did experiments. But did the experiments actually give them their powers, or were they born with their powers? That was never established. In WandaVision, she walks into the chamber and all kinds of crap starts happening.
Yeah.
With the cosmic cube.
Yeah,
exactly. The experiments didn't give her powers. She was born with the powers, and that's what Agatha was getting at. Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know because in the comics, they didn't know that Magneto was their father till later on because they were adopted. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were adopted. So, there you go.
Rob, you are right.
Rob, you are right.
A magical conduit, but again, we don't know if she's going to be, if these will be considered mutant powers in the Marvel's MCU. That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm not saying that it's not. I mean, look at Magic. Look at Magic from the X-Men. Okay, she's.
I didn't see the new mutants.
No, I'm talking about the comic book version as well. I know.
I thought you were talking about the movie.
No.
So it's like they only mention this stuff. You never really say it happened. So let's go back to my brother J-Bo McNeil. The director said it wasn't canon. Well, you know what? Let's go back to WWE. If it didn't happen on TV, it wasn't canon.
Right. Yeah.
We didn't see it on screen. They just said it. We didn't see it. Therefore, it ain't canon. There you go.
What is funny, Brian says directors admitted that they cut out Mephisto on purpose. Yes, I understand that, and that's not even a question. What is funny is that Marvel, even with some of us have been in the industry, we're not in the industry, but we've been reporting on the industry for 12 years now, especially with Fanboys Inc., the old network I had, and really in tune with some of the creators out there. Marvel still has a good idea are a good way of really throwing off some of the big guys, the big guns like comic book resources and comicbookmovie.coms of the world. When it's got to be Mephisto, she can't be the real villain because Agatha is not a villain, and no, which is true because it's true.
She actually trained. She trained Wanda, and she was there like her mentor. She was an old lady. Right. And think about the cutscene at the end. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I'm just so excited, so passionate about this. The cutscene at the end reminded me so much of the Hulk. Okay, sitting at the cabin, going inside. Was that Wanda trapped? She's hearing the kids scream. What was that? We don't know. All we see is Wanda sitting there, a cup of tea in a cabin, a whole bunch of crazy shit going on. What did that mean? We don't know.
Yeah, you do. It's her astral. She's on the astral plane like Doctor Strange did.
I know. Darkhold. I know. But it's just like, oh my God, it's so freaking mind blowing. And I just wow.
Brian, we brought that up because Agatha has been more tied to the Fantastic Four than any other team or other heroes.
And what about the rumors of Power Pack coming to Disney Plus? Oh my God, I can't wait.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh my God, wouldn't it be? Oh my God.
And technically Franklin Richards is the strongest, it's probably stronger than Wanda at this point, so that's even crazier. We're gonna
he's a part of Power Pack.
We're gonna have to start taking some look. The Hulk doesn't. It's funny. The Hulk in the comics is crazy strong. The Hulk in the MCU is not that strong.
I know, but look at
what bothers me.
But what I want to see is people. Let's get to the fair weather fans. They'll be like, Power Pack? What the hell is Power Pack?
Shut up.
Kids.
Come on, Lewis.
I'm sorry. Anyway, that's all we have for this week.
We don't.
I'm sorry.
Lewis.
I'm sorry.
Relax.
I'm sorry.
Relax.
I'm just passionate.
Stop.
I'm passionate. Look at this was the flea market 5 for this week.
What if she's no longer? What do you mean?
Teen Titans Go.
All right, relax for a minute. Hold on.
Issue 36, first appearance of Wonder Girl.
Okay, stop. Turn your ADD off for a minute. You were doing so good, Lewis. Rob says, "What if she's no longer a hero and she be the main baddie in Phase 4?" That's a good thought, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Wait, well, she does go bad in the comics and the West Coast Avengers. Dude, Rob! Oh my God!
Actually, I think they're leading to do an all-female Avengers. I think we're going to see Wanda, Captain Marvel, Photon, and a couple others. I think that's what we're going to see because that's happened in the comics as well. But twisting back. Now, we know that Photon or Monica does know. All right, Lewis, simmer a little. We know that Monica's already had a relationship with Captain Marvel, with Karen Danvers, and we already feel that it's not like a good thing because she's like, we're not talking about Captain Marvel right now. And in the comics, technically, power levels are going to get crazy. She's technically stronger than Carol Danvers or Marvel, Captain Marvel. So we're going to see something. I'm hoping we're going to see the small screen actors go to the big screen. Going to a Galactus. I've heard people speculating going to a Galactus. You know what? Everything's so speculated at this point. But we do know, but this is my speculation. And then we're going to get on to the big question about the White Vision. My speculation is this. It was hinted by Agnes before she reverted her back to the TV form that she doesn't know what she's dealing with and she has no idea what she just opened. My speculation is, and it has been confirmed, that Nightmare is the major baddie, the big baddie for Doctor Strange. I think what her chaos magic did opened up a rift, and that's how Nightmare is able to come through and start dealing with this stuff in our universe. I really feel that's what the case is going to be. Again, Marvel's been known to throw us off. Everybody thought it was going to be Mephisto. I didn't think there was going to be a big baddie. I thought it was a nice twist, and Agatha was the big baddie.
You know what Agatha did say, you don't know what you have just done. You don't know what you just unleashed.
What did I just say? That's what I just said.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She opened a rift. I think she really opened up a rift, and that's what Doctor Strange's got to deal with. Now she is dealing with the Darkhold, which again now makes Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Runaways not canon because they've both dealt with this. And that's another thing that's getting convoluted. That's a weird part about this. Obviously, Runaways I thought was a great series, and that got canceled as well. What's going on? Brian says, makes sense. Wanda is known to not hold back herself.
Hello, baby.
So we'll see how that plans out. So now the big thing that's been going around is everybody thought they were going to see a White Vision post clip. They're going to see what happened because he flew off into the sunset or whatever. To give you a little bit of a background, I did have that crap. I did. Where's my screen? While I get that. Oh, I turned it off. Anyway, I was going to show you the cover of West Coast Avengers. So to give everybody an idea, and as Lewis likes to call them, fair weather fans, which they are not, they're just uninformed. White Vision's comic book origins. Now, this does kind of go into the line of West Coast Avengers, which some people thought was pretty cheesy, but I did love the West Coast Avengers run on for Marvel. If you're reading Marvel's Avengers, yeah, amazing. If you're reading Marvel's Avengers comics in the 80s, or have you ever played a round of Captain America and the Avengers in the arcade, you probably recognize this unusual look for Vision. But if you're not familiar with the difference between White Vision and the usual green and yellow orange Vision, here's a quick little breakdown that I got here for you. So
I'm doing my post.
yes. Is Cloak and Dagger canon? They actually mentioned Luke Cage in that show. No, Nightmare was not. That's not. No, different Nightmare, Sean. It's not magic based. Cloak and Dagger, we don't know if they did mention Luke Cage, but I don't know if that's canon now that it's canceled as well. We don't know, but we'll keep you up to date on that because that was another great series. But anyway, the origin of Vision's white costume. Now, Vision's white costume dates back in 1980 storyline called the Avengers West Coast Vision Quest. There, Vision's body is completely dismantled, which we saw in WandaVision, and forcing Hank Pym, who was the actual developer, not Tony Stark, to attempt to put him back together. Hank Pym was also Ant-Man. While Pym is able to physically reassemble the synthoid minus his damaged skin, restoring his artificial mind proves to be an impossible task. There's no way of recovering Vision's memory. Worse, Vision was originally reprogrammed by the Avengers using the brain patterns in Wonder Man, which, by the way, I really thought we were going to get a glimpse of that, but I'm hoping we'll sooner or later get that.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Wonder Man refuses to allow his mind to be copied a second time. The result is that a Vision is reborn with none of his memories of latent humanity that made him who he was, like the TV show. He's a cold, unfeeling android, a literal blank slate. This certainly isn't great for Scarlet Witch, who wants her husband back. His new white costume reflects the transformation, retaining the basic shapes and designs of the original, but eliminating all traces of color. Now, his first appearance was Vision's first appearance was in 1968's Avengers 57. The cover, or the White Vision, was Avengers 45. Now,
West Coast Avengers.
Yes, I'm sorry. There was also stated that the color, also in the comic books for the green, was the fact that he didn't have his humanity, so it was like a blank slate. This was just a computer version. He couldn't do anything. Now, what I thought is funny is when the Wanda's Vision touched the White Vision and kind of rebooted him, gave him back his memories. I was really hoping that you would see like the color, like his soul come back up. But I think the mind gem has really did something. That was the mind gem. I really think that gave him more. I mean, he was colored. He already was colored as before, but I was hoping to see that. So there's a reason why I feel, my speculation is the reason why we're not going to see anything with the White Vision, because they don't know what they're doing with him yet. They don't know the status of what the other Avengers are doing yet. They're just going to keep it in mystery. People are all upset. Well, what about the Vision? I think they did it on purpose. They're pumping out series and movies like no other. So I think they're going to hold him. He could be making cameos. He could be going elsewhere. He's going to be trying to find his maker, I think. He's been known to be bad for a long time. He was bad in Vision Quest. I think he's got his memories back, but there's no Mind Stone in there. And has an AI, but he's missing a large part of what's going on. And also another tidbit, we find out for the first time, because it was speculated, that Wanda has a piece of the Mind Stone within her. Now, that was speculated, but never confirmed until this series. So I think that's going to make a large play for this series as well. Shoot, Lewis.
What?
Really? You're quiet?
No, you told me to be quiet. You're yelling at me because I was getting like overexcited. But I can tell you this. I can tell you that West Coast Avengers number 45, this is volume 2. Okay. Yep. Volume 1 was the 4-issue limited series. Volume 2, issue 45. That book, okay, in a very low grade very low grade. Now, this was a dollar bin book, okay?
Yeah.
Dollar bin. You can find this book for pennies. I personally, I got it for free. I had one in my collection, had two in my collection, had one. My kid found it at a flea market for like pennies. And he brought it home. He said, "Hey, Pop, here you go. This is yours." That book, very low grade, right now goes for $12. A medium grade is going for $40. And for a highest grade book, up to highest grade right now is going for 125 smackaroonies. That's 125 clams, 125 simoleons, 125 rocks for this book that 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, was 50 cents in a dollar bin. What are you guys, stupid? Yeah, of course it'll drop. But if you got it, and if you're a speculator, or if you're just a guy that looking for cashing in, go right ahead. Or if you're a guy like me, put it in your collection, because it may drop, but it may not drop that much, and you're gonna have a nice little thing for when you get older, or for your family, like me.
I bought mine right off the shelf. So
yeah,
I mean,
my original one is right off the shelf in my collection. But I always pick it up, or I buy a collection that's inside that collection.
So sometimes. So what do you think? What do you think about the Vision? What do you think the speculation is? Do you kind of agree they really don't know what they're going to do with him yet? And again, at the same time, we know Marvel plans so far ahead. This is total speculation.
What I think is they're waiting for Phase 4. You said this to me in a private conversation that Wanda could be the new Tony Stark right now. Okay, she's taking over. We don't know what's going to happen. Doctor Strange 2 is going to be massive, okay? Doctor Strange is also going to show up in Spider-Man. He's going to straighten out all of Spider-Man's problems. I think the Vision will show up sooner or later. If Wanda does have that piece of the Mind Stone in her, the Vision will become the Vision and become himself again. Remember, the Vision is an android.
Give him the Mind Stone?
I think so. Just so her heart will become whole again. Now, don't forget the boys, the twins. She did create them. They were kind of like the Force babies. They were like Anakin Skywalker. Okay, she did create those babies out of magic. All right. Now, don't forget, don't bang the machines. That was hilarious in WandaVision. If you guys saw that was hilarious. She did create the babies and of magic. Okay, in the comics, both those twins, they're real people. To me, they're real to me. Damn it, they're real. So, and she created them through magic. That's why Doctor Strange was there to deliver them. That's why Doctor Strange was Wanda's physician through the whole pregnancy. Okay, and they didn't touch on that in the TV show, which was cool. I got it. I understood that. That was really cool, but the twins were real. So, of course, since at the end, they cut the whole Hulk cutscene, as I call it, and she was there going back and forth searching for the kids. And, of course, Agatha was like, "You don't know what you unleashed." She's searching for something. Okay, we already know time travel is possible. We've seen that already in Endgame. Anything is possible.
Right.
What they're going to do with the Vision? Oh, he'll be back. Of course, Paul Bettany will be back. They cannot have a Marvel universe without the Vision. Okay, we already know that. Every character that is popular comes back. No one stays dead forever in comics. Look at Gwen Stacy.
Well, yeah.
No one.
We know he's not dead. I mean,
exactly.
We might not see Captain America for a while. It depends on what.
Well, I mean, we heard rumors that. Exactly. We heard rumors that Evans is going to come back and be with Hugh Jackman of the Wolverine Captain America movie, which I'm excited for. If they do that, oh my Lord, that would be awesome. But
that'd be a cool period piece.
Yeah, exactly. World War II, oh my God. Yes, but we don't know. The only thing we can do is enjoy what we got, sit back, let the cookies crumble, and wait and see. Wait and see.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Like I said, I think I like that. I like Jocasta. Yeah, good luck with that one. That's a little far out of. That's a stretch, Sean. But yeah, it is a stretch. Now, my whole thing is: do you think the head of Sword? Now, speculation was too that it's, it was Ultron, or it was not a life model decoy, but it was an android that was built, or a synthezoid that was built by Ultron. We know throughout Marvel Comics history, Ultron's never gone. He's either Ultron 5, 10, 11, 12. There's like 15 different upgrades and versions of Ultron. Then there's some from the future. We also know Kang is involved in the big MCU.
I was just going to say that. We got Kang coming. Yeah, we got Kang coming up in Loki.
And he also has dealt with Ultron as well. My other speculation would have been that no, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, that the head of Sword is part of AIM.
Ooh.
Now, I'm not going to get into I'm not going to get into this with everybody, but if you don't know who AIM is, type it in, put in Marvel AIM. It's kind of the evil version of Shield, I guess you would say, or scientists, but just get into that. That's what I was thinking, because the Vision was and again, it still could be something to tie with Ultron, but he was really focused on the Vision, very focused on the Vision to bring back his weapon. And that's what AIM does. That was AIM's all about making weapons and taking out the Avengers. So I wonder, there's two different speculations. They both could tie into each other a little bit.
Time will tell. I would just say sit back, relax, enjoy the ride, and see where it's going to take us.
I agree. Even if you are not a comic reader, they used AIM in Iron Man 3.
Yes, they did.
Oh, yes, that's true. Very true.
They did.
That's true. That's right. But I bet you that could still be AIM. I don't think it's Hydra. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's more AIM. But again, it could be Hydra too. Who knows? I mean, there was no real indication of either way. But we could tell that he was just being an asshole. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much. As we're winding down, we'll do flea market finds next week, because we really want, Lewis and I haven't talked to each other in weeks, so we wanted to geek out and just get through some current news and just do our reviews and talk. But Lewis will be back with his flea market finds. I know he's had a couple of weeks. I'm sure I'll get some pictures tomorrow. He likes to tease me on Saturdays.
Actually, I am not going flea marketing. I am not going hunting tomorrow. I have a personal appearance tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Alternate Universe New Haven LLC. I will be streaming live at 1:00 from Alternate Universe LLC, Milford, Connecticut. We are having a live sale. 25. That's 25. That's 5 times right there. 5 times 5. 25 items up for grabs, up for sales. Go to the Angry Geek Show page. Go to the Alternate Universe LLC page. There is a certain thing there. If you are the first person or one of the few people to say what's on those pages, you got to read it. You're going to get something, I think. I don't know. The boss said it, but go there, check it out. 1:00.
Lewis, stream it on the network page tomorrow too, will you?
Absolutely. We will be there. We will be live. Eric right beside me. We're going to have a blast. Of course, the Angry Geek shenanigans. Just so you know, no, Jamie will not be there. Okay? That doesn't mean we don't want views. Jamie has to work, okay? But that doesn't mean she might not show up. She might be popping in, because I did talk to her tonight. So make sure you pop in, say hi, check out the stuff that Eric has for sale. Check out the shop if you haven't been there. It's going to be a blast. Tomorrow, Angry Geeks Earplug Podcast, live from Alternate Universe, LLC.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yes.
We'll talk more. We'll get Eric back on the show too. I haven't talked to him in a while. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Again, I would like to thank all our sponsors for tonight and all our Today with DW shows. Obviously, Body Armor. Visit drinkbodyarmor.com for a location near you. Check out their brand new sports drink, Body Armor Edge. You just saw the new commercials. We were the first ones to debut this commercial last Tuesday for the first time, minus them having them on their own YouTube page. Check them out. Also, Hasbro. How can I forget Hasbro? You guys are amazing. Check them out. Hasbro.com. Also, the Shirt Factory and Chase Sports Complex. Always great sponsors for every episode of Today with DW. Maybe we'll get Alternate Universe on. I think we might have to do a special Alternate Universe segment here.
For sure.
We even skipped the comic book talk today because I knew we wanted to talk WandaVision. I wanted to talk about the new release of a new DC release, but we'll talk about that next week because I think we have time before it comes out. Any last words, Lewis? Again, you're going to be, what time are you starting tomorrow?
Starting at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock
And
live.
I promise, unlike tonight, tomorrow, I will be wearing pants.
All right. Thank God it's only from the waist up. All right. On that bombshell, everybody, thank you so much. And we'll see you all next Tuesday.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation. Found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.